There are numerous topics I would love to discuss on this channel. This, however, is certainly not one of them. But due to the current circumstances, I think it needs to be brought to light for reasons that I will explain later. By the title of this video, you already most likely know what I'm going to talk about today. If you're solely interested on my usual content, I'm afraid this will not be enjoyable for you. So I completely understand if you wish to leave. For those who do want to stay or are new here, greetings. I'm Xavier, a small content creator dedicated on analyzing and discussing the development of the dinosaur survival genre at large and the game The Isle in specific. Unfortunately, this won't be about analysis, discussion, criticism, or anything of the sort. Before I continue though, I want to make extremely clear that I do not want to promote any kind of targeted harassment towards the Isle community or the dev team Atherthought. I do not support that behavior in any way, it solves nothing and only spreads toxicity and malice in a place that frankly already has enough of it. So if you want to share the content of this video, please do so, but do it respectfully. On August 11th, 2022, I was banned from the official The Isle Discord server. That was 7 months ago. The person who banned me was Dondi, the lead director of the game and owner of Everthought LLC. This was the end result of an altercation between me and him, but the reason and circumstances of that event have been misconstrued in multiple ways, multiple times for the last half a year. And that is what I'm going to talk about here. Since the very day this happened that people, specifically certain individuals, have been spreading the idea that I started the conflict, that I was being hostile in chat and Dondi just came to calmly ask me to stop, and that I started insulting him while he did nothing to aggravate me. All of this is a lie, and I'm going to prove that because I have the receipts. Now, some of you might be asking why. Why do I care about this? I do not care about the ban itself. I did not announce it publicly before for that same reason. Dondi banning someone, wow, what a surprise. We definitely didn't see that one before. That is not why I'm making this video. Content creation is a job that heavily relies on public perception. Our reputation is far more valuable and important for our work than most traditional labor. It shows how connected and reliable said content creator is to their audience. If a YouTuber or streamer starts being known as a malevolent, untrustworthy, or simply unpleasant person, their community will shrink, their content less favored and therefore less promoted, and that will inevitably affect their viewership and consequentially their income. For 7 months that I'm being inaccurately described and categorized on Islecourt. If it was just that though, I wouldn't bother doing this. But I have seen time and time again newcomers or just people that don't know me being brainwashed by these gentlemen, thinking that I'm unstable, hostile, malevolent, or just an asshole. And that is being spread by members of this community that intentionally do so with the purpose of damaging my reputation. That is why I'm making this video. To show everyone what exactly happened that day with actual proof, so you can judge the situation by yourself. If you leave this video with the same idea of me and my channel, that's completely fine. But I'm not going to stand by and let some bad apples affect my career by spreading things I didn't do. So, now with that out of the way, let's begin. It all started during a calm and polite conversation within the Isle discussion channel regarding dinosaur players being tamed by tribal players, a feature mentioned and showcased by the developers a long time ago. A specific member of the community expressed their excitement for that feature, saying that they are excited for when they will be able to enslave other players. To that statement, I simply replied, "The dino player won't." Dondi didn't like that, appearing out of nowhere, replying directly to me with a "wait a minute, who are you" meme. This was unequivocally a personal attack, a shady mockery. Yes, this was it. Dondi came to the chat getting into a harmless conversation I was having with the sole purpose to insult me. I did not start anything, I wasn't being malicious, I was simply chatting with other users until he arrived. Unfortunately, this was the last but not the first time he did this. On April 14th that same year, the exact same situation happened. I was involved in another conversation, this time dedicated to the player population of the game. Again, completely normal, no hostile messages were sent. Well, until Dondi showed up at least, with his unnecessary passive-aggressive remarks towards me. And I have no fear in responding. I do not treat people differently simply because they are in a higher role on the Discord server. I treat everyone equally, but I never cross the line with anyone. I take respect very seriously, so I always keep my composure to an extent, even if the conversation isn't really that passive. Which is what happened. I traded some confrontational statements myself, that is true, but one thing that you might have noticed is that I didn't, not even once, insulted Dondi or anyone directly. Unfortunately, the same cannot be said about the game's director, calling me a coward, unqualified, classifying my work as rage bait, not to mention one of the oldest and most renowned admins calling me and my community a bunch of monkeys. Do I care being insulted like this? No. I played League for 6 years. This is nothing to me. What I have a problem with is this fabricated information that I started the confrontation, that I harassed people, that I insulted people. That is absolutely false. It is not only false, the reverse is true. And it was not only him, by the way. His fanboy club joined the riot and defended him as if I was the one that instigated the situation. Dondi doesn't like me. That much is clear. He, at the very least, is aware of my content and he doesn't like it. And to an extent, I can't blame him. Nobody likes seeing their work criticized, let alone seeing a channel mostly focused on heavy criticism of their product. But suffice to say that this way to deal with critics is less than stellar. In fact, I would go as far as to say that these interactions with me show his extreme lack of professionalism and straight up arrogance and malice. He is no moderator, admin, QA member, or even a developer. He is the owner of the company. He has responsibilities that no one has. He should be the example of both work and moral ethic. And yet, this is how he behaves. And after banning me, he has the audacity, the gall, to say that it's not worth engaging. The amount of irony in this statement is larger than the amount of content in the update 6. You didn't change, you didn't try to be better. You literally just removed someone from your server for confronting you after you yourself went out of your way to just instigate him. You are just as vile and unbearable of a person as you always were, and that will never change by the looks of it. That's what happened. Was I an asshole? Absolutely. But he goddamn deserved it by going after me for no reason multiple times. I never said I was an angel and I will never defend such. But I am as respectful as any reasonable person would be. I don't bootlick anybody. If you're polite towards me, I will turn in kind. But if you're being a douchebag, you better know how to take it, because I'm going to respond the same way. Nothing justifies this behavior from anyone, let alone from someone in such a high and important role as he is. But again, I want to make clear that I do not promote any kind of harassment towards the IL community, the admins, or Dondi. I do not support that behavior in any way, and I don't want to contribute to the toxic waste IL Core already is. Just because these people do that, it doesn't mean that we need to go down to their level. If someone feels inclined to request an unban on my behalf, which I have seen some people considering it, I appreciate it, I really do, but I ask you not to do it. I do not wish to be there again, nor that is the purpose of this video. I'm simply showing publicly what happened so everyone can judge it on their own through facts and not what some biased people say. If you want to do something about it, I encourage you to share the video with your friends or in other platforms if you so wish, albeit please do so in a respectful manner. Also, I want to finish this with a note. If you disagree with my analysis, my arguments, my content, or you simply don't like me, that is fine. You are within your right to do so, and I will respect your point of view just like anyone else's. If you belong to that demographic, you are not the people I have problem with. I only have an issue with those who go out of their way to lie and manipulate others into believing that I'm a person that I'm not, or that I did something that I did not do. But if you didn't know the things I just showed and you thought things happened in a different way, then that's fine. People make mistakes, and if this video changed your mind, then I know you genuinely thought what you were saying. But if you already knew all of this, if you knew it, and you deliberately spread misinformation just to stain my reputation, and you know who you guys are, you are not welcome on my channel or my server, and I hope people see your true colors after this. A thank you to my patrons for supporting the channel, even though this wasn't what they signed up for. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next week.